Did you end the friendship with Wanda because you doubted that you could trust her? Or did she continue to keep her distance? Is it me, or does it feel like Owen and Wanda might have had an intimate moment? If that's the case, it sounds like we're one step closer to getting justice for Max. You saw everything. Me getting dressed and undressed. You saw everything. For all these months. I think I'm gonna be sick. Get away from her! Remember what I told you before? I'm gonna help you through this. It's gonna be alright. Pokisao bakadomi Vanessa. Umalad, mpakadomi papa, baskakiv. I can't forget how that monster watched me sleep in my room for months. Then we'll have you sleep on the couch. But you need to rest. Besides, Keith can't hurt you anymore. We're pressing charges against him and he'll be punished for everything he's done. Sleeping in a different room and seeing Keith punished isn't gonna change the fact that this boy not only stalked me, but violated me in the worst way imaginable. I didn't tell you to leave your room. Dad, you haven't really spoken to me since you bailed me out. Take a wild guess as to why. Imagine how I feel as police commissioner, having my son getting arrested for stalking a girl he has a crush on. But you're not in any trouble. That's what you told me. You can make sure that I don't go to prison, right? Once I answer this door, I want you out of my sight, Keith. Alan, why do you look so concerned? You're usually so calm and collected. How can I help you, Udell? By ensuring me that you'll leave Wanda alone, since my wife no longer wants to be friends with you. Baby, if we could take away the pain that Keith caused you, then we would. And that's why you need to pray, Vanessa. God will be able to heal all the hurt you feel right now. And your father is right. That boy will be punished for what he did to you. Exactly. Once Keith is put away, he won't be able to hurt you or anyone else ever again. But he did hurt me. We let him into our lives and he manipulated us. Keith manipulated us all. And I regret ever letting him in here in the first place, Vanessa. I need you to know that if I had any idea, the bottom line is that we had no idea. Yes, I wish that Keith never entered our lives, but he's to blame, him alone, and he's gonna face the consequences of his actions. Do you think Commissioner Burke will let his own son go to prison? You have some nerve showing up here when you wouldn't even post Keith's bail. Is that true, Mom? When Dad asked for money to bail me out, you wouldn't do it? You need to learn that there are consequences to your actions. But since you're not sitting in jail, being punished for what you did, you can thank your father for letting you sleep in the comfort of your own bed. You're acting like I'm okay with Keith's behavior. I'm not. But that doesn't erase the fact that he's our son, Terry. And our son happens to be a creep who preys on innocent girls. Bailing him out only encourages him to stay this way as he gets older. How could you say something like that about me? You're the one who gave birth to me. That's right. After hearing what you've done to Vanessa Dorval, you've made me ashamed to be your mother. Keith, I want you to go back into your room, and I mean it when I tell you to stay there. Do you hear yourself, Terry? That's exactly why I wasn't gonna let you take full custody of our child. If you must know, Maximilian, I feel stressed because of you and what you went through with Keith Burke. You're certainly full of surprises today, Alan. For as long as I can remember, the two of us don't really get concerned about one another. We're family. I know it might be a shocker, but I still care. Growing up with you and Ben, you two were the closest things I had to having brothers. Growing sentimental? Now I'm even more concerned. Knowing that some weirdo tried going after my cousin gives me chills. It just makes me wonder what could have happened if Keeve never got caught. If Wanda wants me to stay away, then that's exactly what I'll do. Your word means nothing to me, Owen. But as Wanda's husband, I'm gonna make sure that you do keep your word. Are you threatening me, Udell? You know I'm not. I'm just making it clear that I'm a man who is serious about protecting his family. So you take your role as Wanda's husband seriously, huh? Funny you say that since she wasn't even your first choice as your wife. It doesn't matter if Keeve is Commissioner Burke's son. Commissioner Burke has no choice but to let Keeve face the consequences of his actions. Besides, D.A. Russo wouldn't allow Keeve to just walk off, not when Keeve also came after her son. How am I ever gonna forgive myself for being hostile with Max at first and allowing Keeve into my life? I was so terrible to Max when we first moved here, when Max wouldn't have even imagined hurting me. We all know the truth now. What happens now is what's important, but try to rest Vanessa. I'll let Vanessa sleep here while I check on JJ. That's a good idea. After finding out that his best friend has been causing us this much grief, has really hurt him. JJ, how are you holding up, son? Thinking about how stupid I am for letting Keeve stalk Vanessa. How dare you paint me as a bad guy, Finnegan? If I had full custody, then our son wouldn't be facing prison time right now. Is that so? Well, if that's the case, then why didn't you realize what Keeve was up to when we had joint custody of him all summer? The fact is that we both know. And since you're police commissioner, you need to let Keeve know that his actions are unacceptable. I think being handcuffed and hauled into the police station made him realize that. But our son shouldn't have to go to prison because he didn't know how to handle having a crush. Maybe he gets his delusions from your side of the family. What Keeve has is not a simple crush. It's an unhealthy obsession and you know it. Wow, both of you are exactly where I want you. I just thank God that Keeve got caught before he could have the chance to cause any more damage. I bet your mom is eager to throw the book at him for everything he's done. Since he made Vanessa's life miserable, I hope my mom is able to convince the judge to give him the maximum sentence. You and I both. But I can't help but feel bad for Keeve's mom. Feel bad for what? If his parents had done their jobs and paid close attention to him, they would have realized that their son was a psychopath. What are you saying? Keeve is responsible for his own actions. At the end of the day, I chose Wanda, and she chose me. Because of that, we have stayed married to this day. Have you forgotten that your marriage almost ended because you couldn't find a way to forgive her for keeping the fact that Elvira cheated on you with Devontae Torres? What matters is that I found a way to forgive her. Don't you realize how sad you sound, Owen? You have nothing else to come at me with. I've got plenty to say, Udell. Even though Wanda wants me out of her life, I still have enough respect for her not to go any further. What are you trying to tell me? That Wanda is keeping more secrets? You're not responsible for Keeve's crimes, but I brought him into our lives because you're someone who cares about others, which is a trait that brings me and your mother joy. Sadly, Keeve took advantage of your kindness, JJ. But what if Keeve wasn't caught? He could have done something really bad to Vanessa and Max. By God's grace, your sister and Max were unharmed. Don't put your mind in that dark place, son. What are you doing in my house, Isidore? Your son came after my nephew. That's unacceptable. Keeve's actions were pranks which went terribly wrong. We're handling it. Do you honestly think I'm gonna buy the crap you're selling, Commissioner? It might have worked with my sister-in-law when you got her into bed, but it certainly won't work with me. Your son is an obsessive psychopath who needs to be punished for going after a member of my family. And the law will handle it, not you, Isidore. Terry, we all know that you have no right to speak about justice and how the law should handle a criminal. Besides, Heidi is the law. Since your son came after her son, she'll come at Kiev with full force. Buckle your seatbelts, you two. I get that Kiev is responsible for his own actions, Alan, but his parents bought him the equipment he needed to torture Vanessa. They should have monitored him, as if his parents knew they had a maniac for a son. And now they know how insane Kiev is. Because he's a lunatic, his parents are forced to watch their only child get sent to prison where he belongs. You're always bragging about your marriage to Wanda. Shouldn't you trust her to be open and honest with you? I am so relieved that Wanda finally dropped you as a friend, Owen. You're nothing more than a manipulative parasite. As to suit so low by calling me names. Don't you think marrying Wanda because she was second best could also be defined as manipulative? Enjoy the rest of your life, Owen. As for me, I'll be enjoying the rest of my life with the woman I love.